Tim. Welcome to my channel. I'm glad you could stop on by. Today we're going to be doing bench press with the dumbbells. I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to get up to doing the 70 pounds, hopefully. I'm going to get closer to being able to do the 3 sets of 10 with the 70 pounds, which will let me move up to the 80 pounds. I'm going to start out though with warming up the 10 pounds. Got to make sure everything is working the way it should. Not going to break anything. Always going to take the time to warm up. You don't want to tear anything or find out something doesn't feel right once you grab the big weights. Got some lower weights. Ease yourself into it. Feel really good. I feel like I ate better this weekend. This is my Monday. I feel like I ate better. I feel like things are gonna go better with my workout today on other Mondays. Definitely got a good amount of protein last night. I grilled up some pork chops. Good. That's why like eating good on Sunday is important for me. Is just to really screw up the workout. Don't eat good. Last thing you want to do is be lagging. You don't have good food. All right, switching up to 20-pound dumbbells. I have to remember to buy my notebook paper, my binder, and on my last sheet. I use one sheet a week. So I have a week to go buy new notebook paper. Can't forget. distracted there for a second. I was looking at workouts from last year. All right. Done with that. We got the 70-pound dumbbells. Real fun begins. Make sure, like I said, make sure you're taking the time to warm up properly. Make sure everything is feeling good before you grab your heavier weight. You do not want to mess around, have your weight, and hurt yourself. Twenty seconds and into it. So going for 3 sets of 10. I think last time I did this, if I remember correctly, I didn't make any progress in 2 weeks. Always gonna remember the bummer workouts the most, the ones where you don't succeed. Yeah. All right. Go. Oh, that felt good. Yeah. Exciting. Whew. That's nice. 1 set of 10 down. 2 to go. I'm gonna give it a minute and reset that. Oh man. Tomorrow is gonna be leg day. I'm gonna be hitting the 80-pound luggage squat with 20-pound vest on. It'll be 180 pounds squat. Quite a bit for me. Good. It's good to be making progress again. Sucks is when you take a break off, you're not thinking it's hard for a second. You gotta come back in and start over to get back to where you were. And getting past that point feels good. I don't recommend taking breaks for too long. Whew. All right. 2 sets down. Give it a minute. Get back on it. Definitely heavy. There's a commercial on YouTube I've seen where it's the guy from Jack Reacher, big guy, and then there's another guy, and they're talking about the difference between military workouts and lifting weights, and how like you really want to be strong, you need to do military style workouts. And I agree that that's definitely like good. I think it's still the idea that like, oh, weightlifting doesn't make you really strong. Like if you do plenty of sets, it makes a difference. But I definitely think having usable muscles is important, which is why I focus on 3 sets of 10. Alright. Alright, that's progress by 1 rep. That's 8. That's 1. Give it a minute and hit it again. I do think that having usable muscle is important. What I thought was funny about the commercial is the guy looked just like similar build to the guy from Jack Reacher, but smaller, with no like real discernible difference. And then one of the girls in the commercial was like, if you can't do 10 push-ups, like your muscles are useless kind of statement. And it was just funny because they were using the guy from Jack Reacher as the, like, oh, this is the gym bod. And I was like, that guy can definitely do 10 push-ups. Like, I don't know who you're trying to fool or why you're saying it that way. There's no way in the world that guy can't do 10 push-ups. Made me very uninterested in their products. A little deceitful in their marketing. That was 4. Again, improvement over last time. We're down to 60 pounds now. What I would like to watch though too is the guys in that commercial, because they were equally as slimmed down as, I think his name's Alan Richardson. Equally slimmed down, equally like been cutting weight for this commercial. I'd love them to show that like that guy can't do can't do real work right now either. Like, he looks good. I bet you he's like dying. Probably dehydrated. Probably doesn't have a lot of fat. He'd have to really fuel up before he could put in a serious workout because he just doesn't look like he has anything fat wise. So I seriously don't buy it. He's going to be putting in a full day's work looking like that. Not to say like you can have a six pack, but you need some fat to fuel you. I watching the 300 realized like, man, those guys will probably not be able to keep fighting day after day with no like rations. They didn't bring enough rations to fuel those guys. They've been starving unless they were eating to death. All right, 60 pounds. Eight. Left my water cup inside. I'll be right back. And just for the record, I'm not knocking cutting weight down to get to a reasonable size. I think I could probably drop maybe about 20, 30 pounds. Right now I'm at a little bit heavy. I do think once you get down to like bodybuilder status, you're gonna have a hard time working out at a long period because you just don't have the fuel in the tank. But I could be wrong. I've never been that far down. Not a long time, rather. All right, there we go. Still with the 60s. Oh, that's 8. I think one of the fun parts about working out is one of the fun parts of working out is when you do something that was hard once and then it's easier. Like getting the 60-pound dumbbells up was a lot harder before. Now getting them up feels easier, especially in comparison to the 70s. And then you know, because things have gotten easier, if I keep pushing with the 70s, eventually I'm gonna move on to the 80s, and then getting the 70s up is gonna feel like the getting up the 60s right now. And the 60s will feel like the 50s, and everything will be easier. And that's the cool part about working out. I think one of the cool things is lifting weights and seeing that progress is a very real physical representation of what's possible with your mind, what's possible with your soul, what's possible with your just life. You can get better, and hard things can get easy. Just keep pushing. It's fine. Get down in the 50s. I think weightlifting teaches you that hard things can get easy. And I think that's a really important lesson, especially when you're younger. That's why I like taking my kids on hikes that are hard and doing things that are hard, because then they'll eventually know, like, all those hard things they did, things get easier. That's a very valuable lesson I like to impart to my kids. And it takes work. And all the like whining sometimes you have to listen to and stop and like work with them through it. It's not an easy task. You know, I'm not out there running them like a drill sergeant. We have some conversations about why it's hard, why they need to keep pushing, acknowledging the difficulty without letting it become an excuse for them. And the nice side too is they see me lifting weights, they see me running, they see me exercising, and definitely gives them the impression that you have to keep pushing. I just want them to have that mindset as at an early enough age that is deeply rooted in them. So if they're pursuing things later on in life, they've already heard like the message. Like if they ever went to the military, they've heard the messages. They know it's not gonna be the first time they ever hear it. My parents were both Marines, and that was the nice part about the way they raised us. Is that I went to this Marine Corps hosted camp called Devil Pups when I was a kid, and they had Marines yelling at you like drill sergeants. And when we first got there, just watching everybody panic, but it didn't bother me. And my parents had been just like that at times, And so it was like, ah, my mom talks like this. You're not gonna phase me. You're not gonna intimidate me. It doesn't mean I didn't listen. Like I still did. I wasn't like, oh, I'm not gonna do it. I was doing everything I was supposed to, which also meant then they definitely didn't have a reason to talk to me or focus on me, and just watching other guys just not perform. That was fun. Don't let the drill sergeant be the first person to give your kid a hard line on life. 8. Sometimes I feel like when you watch parents raising their kids today or at any point, there's a hesitancy to tell the kids the hard truths in life. And they want to protect their kids. Like when their kids fall down, they want to rush over and pick them up and, coddle them. And they're not going to have that their whole life. They're going to have to know how to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and keep moving. And that's like the one of the hardest parts about being a dad is like sometimes you do go in, it's really bad, and you pick them up and dust them off and check them. And other times, it's not as bad, and you just have to let them get themselves up and dust them off. And everything you want is to go pick them up. I always thought like parents that were doing that were calloused and like, oh, like there's something wrong with you, like you don't care about your kid crying. And I realized like, oh man, it's like one of the hardest things to do is let your kid cry and not go and rush over and fix the problem. Very difficult, very unfun part of parenting. Letting your kids go through hard times. Let's see. The last thing I want is my kids, when they're learning to be men and women, having to go and search the internet to find motivational messages and then get them from some weirdo that talks great, sounds great, but really has no idea what he's talking about. It's just trying to sell them products or make money off their views. Don't want my kids to have to rely on that. That's 5. All right, maybe down to 40. I think the other part that's hard about being a parent is taking the time to figure out why your kids are acting a certain way. Like really trying to dig and understand their mindset and what's going on with them. Sweat my eyes. As soon as I sat down, I got a nice pool of sweat right in both my eyes. That's fine. That's always a great feeling. Oh, I am out of time. All right, well, thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate it. I hope you stay motivated with your workouts. You have a great day. God bless you. All right, for bench press, I did 3 sets of 10 with the 10 pounds, 3 sets of 10 for the 20 pounds. With the 70 pounds, 2 sets of 10, 1 set of 8, 1 set of 4. With the 60 pounds, 2 sets of 8, 1 set of 5. With the 50 pounds, 1 set of 10, 2 sets of 8, 1 set of 5. And the 40 pounds, 1 set of 8. Thank you.